Hello, collective. Welcome to the Moon Report. My name is Marlene, your resident moon goddess, here to share space with you with the full moon in Libra. Now, this full moon happened about 2 days ago, but we are still in the full moon energy. So, welcome, welcome. Thank you for always supporting this space, whether you're showing up here live with us on Zoom or you're watching the replay. I really do appreciate your support. I really want to share what's supporting you right now because we do have a lot of energy supporting us, even though, things may feel chaotic or may feel um, just uncertain is like a really good word. Um, and we may be feeling that tension, we may be feeling that confusion that has been going on for quite some time, but we are moving into a different space. And I want you to take advantage of as much energy that is supporting you as you possibly can. And this is why we show up here to this moon report, to astrology reports, right? This is why we revisit this information because we want to take nuggets and pieces and bite-sized chunks out of the energy that is supporting us and available to us so that we can really not only discover ourselves, but actualize and realize what it is that we want to push out into the world, what it is that we want to share with the world, and how we want to impact those around us. So, this full moon, in my opinion, is completing a cycle that we've been on, for the last 18 months, when the nodes were in Aries and Libra. And, you know, that cycle is then slowly ending as the nodes have now changed to Pisces and Virgo. And when I talk about the nodes, it's the nodes of the moon. And these nodes are alive in your personal charts, in your natal charts, in the map that is personally yours astrologically. And it's also present for us collectively. And this full moon in Libras is really kind of, in my opinion, wrapping that up for us and where we truly find ourselves now after learning the lessons of Aries and putting behind us the things that we no longer need, especially in relationship. Now, if you've been hanging out here for a while, we've been talking about relationships for quite some time. And I know I'm sick of it, and you must be too. I know I can't be alone, but really, let's take a moment to reflect and see how those relationships have changed or who's shown up for you to teach you something, to move you to a different place, to allow you to feel a different way. And who did we kind of keep around in relationship? So it's important to kind of pay attention to who's showing up during this time. With Venus being the ruling planet of this full moon, um, Venus is making quite a conjunction with not only Saturn, but the North Node, Mercury, and Neptune that's now in Aries during the time of this full moon. So there's a lot of that Venusian Piscean energy really offering itself to this full moon. And it's highlighting on, what what do we want moving forward? How do we want to move forward and who do we really, really want there? Because at this point, you've already gone through the hard stuff and you've gotten to know yourself in a different way. You've changed, right? I know I've changed. So now, if we're holding ourselves to some recycled thoughts, then how do we expect to move forward into something new? Because it feels familiar, because the new can be scary. Well, that's okay if it is, and I can certainly relate to that. However, is it going to stop you from actualizing what you really want? And how much can you really surrender into that? You know, as we're moving forward, I mentioned and I'll mention again, pay attention who's showing up. And as Venus during this full moon was getting ready to move forward, now she's gone out of retrograde and she's gone direct. Now both Mercury and Venus are going direct. But during this new moon, this full moon, she was in her last day of being retrograde. So as she's moving forward the very next day, she's asking you, do you want to move forward with those that you have around you at this time? Pay attention. And both Venus and Mercury are in their post shadow phase. So, what that means is they are now moving forward in the space that they retrograded in these last few days, last few weeks. So, there is a revisiting of what we've learned. There is wrapping things up, bringing closure. So, are we bringing closure to those things that need to just go, or those people that need to just go, or those ideas that just need to go, or the self-limiting beliefs that have been holding you back from really dreaming? Because we have the North Node in Pisces with Saturn. And that's telling us that we can actually bring form to our dreams. But if you don't have the right people around you, I don't, it's going to be really hard. It is. We're not here to do it alone. Venus is reminding us that we're here to relate and that the relationships that we have around us are important and they're genuine and they need to be authentic. And if they're not, then they're going to take you somewhere, but they're not going to take you where you really want to go. So with all this energy, there's a lot of I don't know, fate vibes and destiny vibes. And I ask you this, do you believe in fate? And before you answer, just really feel into the question. Is there a part of you that actually believes in destiny, that there is a part of the design that has been pre-designed for you? And are you willing to surrender to that destiny with full faith that you will be led to your purpose, that you will be led to where you need to go, that you really can't go wrong if you just surrender with your heart and not try to control every piece of it. So that's the vibe with this Libra full moon. And it's really, in my opinion, wrapping things up. And this time kind of took a while to feel like it's on its way out because of all the retrograde energy and the eclipse energy and the Mars and Cancer energy, which, by the way, Mars is still in Cancer, and I think it's 23 degrees or 27 degrees, something like that the last time I checked. And it is opposing Pluto. And there is a little bit of a tight tension. There is a lot of friction that's, happening externally and outside of us right now. A lot of difference of opinions, a lot of bringing us to the edge of things that we're afraid of, conflict, chaos. And to take ownership of that, there is a responsibility component to it, and there's also a surrender component to it. Focus on what you can help, right? What you can change. Focus on where you can be of service. And you don't have to do it alone. So join forces, lock arms. The women here in this collective lock arms all the time during, you know, times where we need to unite in leadership. And we need more leaders and we need more women to lock arms with other women, diversity, right? With other women of other faiths, of other races, of other ethnicities, and find that place where we unite. So I'm asking you, do you believe in fate, and where is that leading you? And I want to leave you with that question, you know, and I want you to really explore your heart when it comes to surrendering with full faith. And what does that look like for you? What does surrender look like for you? Because it doesn't look like doing nothing. And sometimes people relate that word with just doing nothing. We're always manifesting something. So, how does that surrender look for you? And where can you bring your gifts? And where can you lean in more and unite with community? And where can you do that with full faith? I love you. Big, big heart energy to you. Big hugs. Good to see everyone. Good to feel everyone's presence. And I will be here in the new moon. Till then, believe in yourself and take care of each other. Mwah.